Star Music, Star Variety.
102.5.
You're hearing him right here on Star 102.5. I think that there is a little bit of a misperception that when you're in the music industry, it's you write a song, it's easy, you're on the radio, you're making tons of money. Would you say that's true or not true?
Totally.
I think you're one of the hardest working musicians I have ever met, and it takes that nowadays to really get your music out there.
You know, any musicians out there? Any aspiring musicians? No? Good for you.
Smart room of people.
Any teachers in the crowd? Yeah. Thank you for teaching. Love teachers. It's, you know, my first gig, I was 15 years old, 15 years old, and my parents drove my band Stage and I to New York City. I grew up on Long Island, and they drove us to the famous CBGB's, and we rolled in on a Monday night at like 6 o'clock before they even really opened the doors. And you know, my first gig there when I was a kid, and I really haven't stopped since. I mean, it's been part of me in every kind of way. You know, and music is interesting when you're pursuing it as a career, and I'm sure you guys have similar experiences maybe in what you do. If your career is your passion as well, it's like it doesn't turn off. I mean, your dream is attached to your career, and all these things, these emotions it just never turns off. It's exhausting on one end, and on the other end, very gratifying, because you are who you are 24/7, really. So, yes, I would say hardworking to say the least. I really haven't slept much since I was 15.
Was there ever a time after Rockstar Supernova that you didn't win the contest? Did you ever think maybe, okay, that's it, I'm not going to pursue this anymore?
No. You know, the contest, as you say, it was okay. I encourage cell phones. You know, it's like jazz, impromptu stuff. So I was, just to give a quick history of those who don't know, you know, so since that time when I was 15, I played the clubs. You know, we worked our butts off, my band and I. We had cool little bumps across the way. You know, we opened for Bon Jovi. We went to Prague and opened for Kiss in front of 20,000 Kiss painted fans. I mean, I still have nightmares about that. And we've had some really cool things along the way, just to remind us, like, keep your eyes on the, you know, you're gonna get there. Just little. I always look at them as little sneak peeks to the end of the book. Like, just keep at it. You'll get what you want. And we would just hustle, and we did our thing, and then we got signed. Madonna signed us to her record label, my band Stage. And we had a run at that, and it was a lot of turmoil at the time, and it was tough in this business to get going, and the record label wound up falling apart as our album came out. And I remember reading USA Today. We're on tour with a good friend's band called Eve 6 at the time. Remember them? Wanna stick my tender heart, you know them? And I remember opening the paper, and it said, Madonna sells shares of Maverick. And I go, I don't know much about this business, you know, as a 20-year-old, but I'm like, this doesn't look good. This isn't good. Sure enough, their phones don't stop working and stuff. So I picked up the pieces. I went back to New York City. It essentially broke up my band of brothers. We were friends since nursery school, and we still are best friends. But it broke the spirit of this unit, you know. And I knew in this business, if you don't wake up and go to sleep believing, you already have enough against you. You know, you got to believe. So we moved on, and I picked up, and I just said, I'm gonna, you know, I moved to the city in New York, and I started playing it anywhere that would have me, and I played at this piano bar every week in front of 4 people, and 4 turned to 8. And 8 turned to 12, and you know, it was truly that story, you know. And by the end of a summer there, I'm working really hard. I started selling out venues in New York City, but then I had this opportunity to be on this crazy television show idea, you know. And this kind of circus of an idea for an independent artist at the time seemed so weird, and it's not credible. It's this and that, and but I remembered the 15-year-old kid in me said, I just want to play in front of as many people as I can. So if this is the outlet for me to get in front of people, then I'm going to do it. So I chose to do this television show, risking a lot, I thought, because I had this credibility in New York City at the time, and went on and did it, and it was more than a circus. I mean, it was quite, you know, it was run by, you know, Tommy Lee, to say the least. I mean, he couldn't keep his clothes on, let alone his mind and his brain. So he, it's true. This is going online, right? What's up, Tommy? And he, at the end of the day, I got to present myself to the world as a solo artist. I got to play original music on this show. I did some things I'm really proud of. And I was able to come home to all my hipster friends, and instead of them saying, you know, you're a sellout, they were like, can I get the number to someone maybe that I could do something like, you know, so it worked. And then I got to make the album I wanted to make, all that stuff. So it worked out. Like these contests are, they just expose you to people, and people get to make the decisions. Everyone talks about America and this, and they don't know. People are way smarter than some like to think. So as long as you get out there and present yourself, I trust that the people will decide what's right, not these talent shows, you know what I mean? So for me, it was a good outlet, and I went around the world. It was a successful show around the world, and I'm huge in Singapore, if you want to know. And it was just a trip, and every day is just an adventure. My doorman in New York City says, "Every day above ground, a good day, man." So I subscribe to that.
I do have to thank you as a fan, because I think you go above and beyond when it comes to your fans. You are very interactive with them on Twitter and Facebook and all the social networking sites. And I think as a fan, one by one, that spreads. Wouldn't you guys agree? Is that how a lot of you have come to know Ryan, through Facebook?
Right on. Yeah, it's a fun world out there. There's one angle I always think, today being a musician, you have this incredible back and forth between fans. I mean, I've probably Twittered a bunch of you here, in the last 24. Really? Yeah. I'm usually sleep Twittering. I used to have sleepwalking bouts when I was younger, and now I think I sleep Twitter. But cool. Yeah, glad I reached out. My point is, it's an interesting thing to have that instant feedback, and instant reaction, and instant communication with the audience. That because it's about you guys. And as the station here will tell you, it's about you guys and you guys coming out. And I have to note that this is rare. I mean, what Star 102.5 does here, I've yet to experience anywhere else in this country. And you live very lucky to live here and have a station like this that brings someone like me here to do something so intimate for you like this. And it's an experience already I'm going to remember forever. And I hope you know how lucky you are to have a station like this. That music is alive and well here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Alive and well here in Des Moines in 2010. But yeah, there is a time and place. I think Jim Morrison, wouldn't have had his flip cam while he's tripping on peyote in the desert, and Twittering. But so there's time to be a musician and an artist, but then there's time to really, really get out there and feel the people. Literally, maybe. Who knows?
It's a different time for music, and I think we have to embrace it.
Star 102.5.